And the winning bidders were first-time developers and motorbike enthusiasts, Richard and Martin. Richard works as a housing officer for a London council. Martin has given up his job as a handyman to take on this property full-time.
Guys, congratulations. This is really good news. Tell me about the auction. How are you feeling?
Very nervous.
Very, very nervous. Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, very apprehensive about it.
It was a bit of a
mess, really.
Quite confusing.
I'd gone to the toilet, and because there was 3 more lots, and then I thought, oh, you know, that'll be enough time. And 2 of them were just like, we're not doing those ones. And so I could hear it as I was washing my hands, like, quick, get back to the room.
And were you the one that was going to bid in the first place?
Yeah, we had decided I would do it. Yeah.
So
I
like,
sat down with you, and then I said, have you bid yet? And it was like, you hadn't, had you?
No, not yet.
We were waiting to bid, and then we both of us at the same time.
Oh, hilarious!
But yeah,
and that was it. Hands up once, and we got it. Yeah.
So had Martin not got back in time from the toilet, would you have been
I would have done. I was getting ready.
Oh, no.
Richard and Martin own a few properties between them, but this is the first development project they've taken on together. There's a very good reason why Martin was designated bidder, and that is, despite his training as a surveyor, Richard had only ever seen photos of the property.
Richard's got a full-time job. I'm the one that goes out and looks at all the houses to get the potential shortlist. And I would take a photograph of every single conceivable corner and feature that I could think of doing, you know. So Richard would have to come home from work and look through hundreds of photos of this angle and that angle of some, you know, ratty old house.
From hundreds of different houses?
From about 5 or 6, yeah. I would shortlist them and then further shortlist after that, you know. So it was the staircase, really, that took both of our attention, didn't it?
Yeah.
It just had such a kooky feel about it, which then, in turn, makes all the rooms larger than they would normally be in a house this size.
That spiral staircase certainly gives this place a lot of character, but there was one thing that didn't show up on Martin's photos.
The crack in the wall. I took a photograph from down the lane of the side elevation, completely missed big giant crack and the whole side of the wall coming off the side of the house.
So you didn't take a photograph of that, did he now?
No, I didn't.
I did photo the side wall. I photographed the side wall. But I did miss that one.
To be fair to Martin, that crack wasn't as obvious when he visited the property. But given that it's Richard who has the surveying background, wouldn't it have made more sense for him to check it out?
I just wasn't available for the viewings. They come up at such short notice sometimes.
Midweek,
yeah. I'm just not available to do it, so we had to rely on Martin. And,
it's your expertise that we need, though, at that time. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah,
it has been a bit of a wing and a prayer.
It was a bit of a risk.
Yeah,
there was some
but
risk,
we found a report on the floor talking about the crack, and there's no ongoing subsidence, and the bowing is symptomatic of end of terrace houses, which can be rectified.
Yeah.
I hope they're right. Obviously, Richard's experience is going to be very useful when it comes to mending that crack. But it's Martin who'll be overseeing this project on a day-to-day basis. So what's his background?
I've had a number of jobs in the last few years. Immediately before this, I was a professional handyman on a motorbike. Before that, I was a compositor working in visual effects. Before that, I was a costume designer.
So quite a mixture of work there.
Yes, I've been trying to get from costume design, which was sort of 5 years ago, to a bit more. I wanted to change my tool set to be a bit more like, you know, butch.
What do you mean a bit more butch?
Well, you know, sewing
machines. Scale, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you wanted to get rid of the curtains and start doing something a little bit more sort of like knocking walls down.
Yeah, a lot of the costumes that I was. Some of the costumes I used to use tools occasionally, and I really liked it, like proper, you know, workman's tools, and I really liked it. So, yeah, I've sort of tried to sort of get myself to this side of the creative sphere.
But you know you're going to be having to do the curtains here. You're going to start doing all of that again.
I can do all that, you know. I can do all that, which is funny.
And handy too. The guys have allocated themselves a £15,000 budget to renovate, and it'll be Martin's job to see that they stick to it.
I'll do 3 days in the week, staying over, and then the other days I'll to and fro home, you know, just to keep the mileage down a bit.
How long do you think it's going to take you?
3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months.
We hope.
You're quite excited about doing this, aren't you?
I am.
You really twinkle when you talk about it.
I am, yeah. I just sort of, you know, very... I like to organise things.
I'm probably more scared of the whole project than Martin, maybe, but I've got faith in what he's going to do, and no, I'm looking forward to the transformation it's going to take, and hopefully give us the confidence we need to keep on going. It's an exciting time for us.
Yeah.
Richard and Martin are two totally different characters that complement each other beautifully. A real yin and yang combo. Now the question is, will they be firing on all cylinders and going full throttle to have this finished? Or will it be a bumpy ride?